Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tea Time with Eddie. So, today's topic, I believe, will be meditation in daily life. The reality is that your daily life should be seen as a meditation, and your meditation should be seen as your daily life. You have this sort of like primordial cycle with this precious human birth, in which there is the requirement to sort of like sleep and wake up, and there is a feeling that during your waking hours and during your sleeping hours there is like a metronome of mental activity. And basically what you really want to do is see these metronomes of mental activity. You want to see them as being part of this incredible journey towards enlightenment. And with having a precious human life, and the characteristics of a precious human life being having leisure and opportunity, having access to sources which can inspire you, for one, inspire you to understand the potential for achieving enlightenment, and also sources which can give you guidance towards achieving the goal of enlightenment. However, the form these sources take, if your interpretation is as such that you see them this way, and you are able to determine the validity of these sources using your intelligence, which is the primary characteristic of a precious human life, then what occurs is you can get to a point where you have a particular viewpoint that the activities you do from the time that you wake up in the morning or wake up in the evening, depending on your work schedule, the time from when you wake up to the time when you go to sleep, you can gain a sense that all of your activities are geared towards the motivation of achieving enlightenment. And that is the practice of seeing meditation in your daily life. So, how exactly do you have this confidence? Well, basically, you have this confidence by using your power of recollection combined with skillful means, and then combined with training. Recollection, skillful means, and training. So what exactly does this mean? So you use your leisure and opportunity to train in activities with the motivation to achieve enlightenment. And when this occurs, you emphasize awareness every single moment. And eventually, if you have this awareness, there are going to be periods where you suddenly feel a sense of clarity and clear-headedness and a natural tendency towards effortless action. And you don't find yourself impulsively questioning yourself or doubting yourself. And so when this happens through training, you recollect this experience. You remember what it felt like. And what you do is you try to place yourself within the essence of what that experience was. You have to be skillful in doing this, though, because you have to understand that particular causes and conditions that have come together that were contributing factors towards the experience of this effortless state. Some of those causes and conditions will have dissipated. But it's important to understand that those causes and conditions are not the identity of that experience. The identity of that experience is actually something that goes deeper than that. And you should also feel, when you really examine how it felt and what was occurring at the time as you felt it, you should feel that what was being felt, there was a part of it that did not solely rely on all of the conditions present with an appearance. There was a part of it that felt like it was being drawn upon by a deeper source, a source that stems from all appearance, and this source is formless. And so therefore, all appearance as it comes into form will therefore be stems from this primary root cause of this primordial state. And so you use skillful means to understand these causes and conditions as being transient and not the sole identification of the experience. Then you use your power of recollection to recall the essence of that experience, and over time you will start to understand more and more through purification of your tendency to see forms as solid and real. You will understand through recollection, and the essence will be much more accessible, and then your training can become more subtle and more subtle, and until the idea of, waking up, going to sleep, and what you do in your daily life is not separate from your training, and your training being meditation. And so, with that being said, they all kind of combine together in this flowing sort of dance. And this is something that should be continually trained from the moment that you are able to be aware of these things within your human life, and they can be continually trained up until the point of death. And you can gain confidence when you train in these sort of methods, because you can say to yourself, well, if in this world, which we all live in, by the way, this world, if you're perceiving this, implies that you are in the world of the Saha universe, the desire realm, which basically is characterized there are many things that do characterize it, but one of those things is the fact that at any given point in time within the desire realm, things change very rapidly, and your perception of your life being eternal can actually be very quickly cut short. And so, with that being said, though, if you feel that your daily life is your meditation, and your meditation is your daily life, you can take confidence in the fact that, well, if for some reason, if my life is cut short, I will not feel a sense of shame upon the last moments of recollection before my physical aggregates have ended. Yeah. So, that's just a little bit about that. And yeah, this is a really great time to be out in the forest. The mosquitoes have yet to appear. I was a little skeptical. I'm looking around. I am wearing shorts right now. And I was kind of looking around, pretty skeptical coming in here, because this place is going to be absolutely infiltrated by mosquitoes in the coming weeks, I do believe. So cheers to this. I'm not too sure how my tea time episodes will be in these prime location when that does occur. If I do come out here, I feel like I might have to be a little bit more, rustic, and maybe not take such fancy equipment and things of that nature, and might have to prepare a bit more in advance. But with that being said, right now, it's beautiful. And it will be beautiful as well in the future. I have confidence in this. And, yeah. So, another beautiful weekend here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And there's this pretty cool teepee being built by some gentlemen behind me. I think they come here every once in a while. I believe I did see them a week or two ago. and they were just sort of running around seeming to enjoy the forest. Yeah, so pretty good energy. I could definitely sort of like hang with dudes such as that, but it's more of like on a spiritual level right now, because I do know what it feels like to be within relationships and friendships of, fellow companions who like to roam the forest with me, whether they're a hardy sort of guy friend or an intimate lover, a beautiful woman, intimate lover. And so yeah, I'm familiar with those kinds of relationships, and as I look at this teepee forming here, I rejoice in it, and I rejoice at all of those that are transpiring right now. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're making really good time. A lot of times I have these audio journals as such where I keep talking and then the camera automatically shuts off because of the sort of like battery kind of conservation and stuff. But that usually occurs like around 18 minutes, and so we're at 10 minutes right now. So that's just fantastic. Let's see. What else? Well, within daily life, and as you are recollecting the experience of that feeling of clarity and awareness, that feeling of effortlessly, being within the moment, as you're recollecting those experiences, it's important to, use your power of intellect, use your power of your intelligence, use your power of analysis to sort of like recall and analyze these experiences. But then also as well, it's important to understand the time in which you should engage in like concentration, single-pointed concentration. And it actually can get to a point once you have accumulated vast quantities of wisdom as a result of whether it's the actions in your life, but also it would be a combination of actions that go before you can recall, before you were born. It can get to a point where all you really need to do is concentrate. And suddenly, just by like maintaining that sense of concentration, there is that sort of automatic manifestation of the effortless wisdom helping all beings. And so, yes, I'm fairly, I feel really good about that possibility. I have heard it been said more than once by spiritual teachers whom I've been very fortunate to hear directly from and experience interactions, have very experiential interactions with them as well, too. And also, it's something that goes deep within me, that idea. And so, yeah, just keep that in mind. There really is this potential to have every single moment of your day filled with this feeling of accumulating enlightened energy. And so, on that note, I wish you all well, and thank you very much for joining me with another episode of Tea Time with Eddie. Have a great day, and take care.